my name's Hannah and I'm back again. This time we are in my kitchen. We've left baby clothes for a little bit. We will come back to those, I promise. But right now I needed to get my kitchen more under control. I need to go through my drawers and my cupboards. Some of my cupboards I can't even get the stuff into because they're so disorganised. Other things, there's just things I've noticed as I've been going through since my last declutter that I'm just not using, I don't need, they're taking up space. It's causing me frustration, and it's so much easier to cook in a kitchen that you love being in, that you can find what you need, that you enjoy using. So today we're going to very quickly go through all the drawers and the cupboards in my kitchen. We're going to get them tidied up. We're going to sort out anything that I don't need or I'm not using, and make a list of anything that needs replacing, any food stocks that I need. So come along with me as we work around my kitchen. It's not that big, and we will tidy and see what needs to leave, and maybe if I need to bring anything new into my space. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you like my channel and you like the content that I'm putting out, then please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if there's something that you've enjoyed that I've uploaded, or something that you want to see more of, or different content, please comment below. Let me know. What would you like to see on my channel? What are you interested in? What would you like me to talk about next? So, without further ado, let's get into the video. There's some dishes out on the side that I can't fit into the drawers and cupboards. Some of them I think are probably going to be going. This one here I absolutely love. We got it when we got married, but the handles just come off and it's not very usable right now. This one I can't get into the cupboard that it needs to go in, so I know that that one I'm going to have to tidy the cupboard before I put it away. This one is, they're 4 ounce, I think they're 4 ounce. Yes, they're 4 ounce ice cubes or ice blocks trays. This needs to go on the top shelf in one of my cupboards that I can't get to very easily right now. All I need to do is actually pull a chair across so that I can get to it. But I needed to tidy the kitchen first so that I could actually get a chair across. And then there's a few things here that I just did the washing up. So they're just drip drying for a little bit because tea towels can always make things a little bit smeary sometimes. And because some of these tubs, they're airtight, so I don't want to have them not quite dry and then put the lids on them in the cupboards and get mould or muck in there. So the first place we're going to start is with these drawers here. I've got 3 drawers. I've got 2 deep ones and I've got 1 shallow one. First, I'm going to wipe them down with a kitchen towel. I like to clean as I go because if I clean the fronts, then I know that I'm finished in that particular area. I did the washing machine earlier. I've got a load of washing that needs to go on, so I will do that later. But first, let's get stuck into the cutlery drawer. Now, I think the cutlery drawer can be the bane of many people's existence. Mine is chock full of stuff. I'm just going to quickly do a pass through. I know there's 1 or 2 things that we're not using. There's 1 or 2 things that need to move to a different place. So let's quickly get stuck in. So in this back section, I just keep all the utensils and things. So I'm just going to pull that out and give it a quick wipe. Shouldn't be too dirty, really. So I'm just going to sort out what I want to put in there. So the tin opener can definitely go in there. I've got a silicone paintbrush for when my husband makes scones. Side note, do you say scone or scone? Or do you say one of the other variations like skun? So let me know in the comments below. What do you say? My peeler goes in there. The ice cream scoop. The ice cream scoop I never use, so I'm going to pull that out. And then I've got some of these little baggy clips, which I do use. I'm also going to put the tea strainer in there. when we have a pot of tea, we often have loose leaf tea, so it just makes it easier if we've got that to strain it through. This second compartment, right, this is for a lunchbox. I've been looking for that, so that needs to go somewhere else. And then in here, I just keep my measuring spoons. We picked these up at Sainsbury's, I think they're about £2.50 a couple of years ago. I keep my serving spoons. Seems like I might be missing one. Oh no, it's up on the side. Here we are. And my baby spoons. So I put these ones at the back. That's not going to work. Put these ones at the front, and then I've got those. I've got 6. I don't need 6, but it means that when we have people come round, I've got enough spoons for everyone. So that's those. Then this is my knives and forks. And as you can tell, that needs a quick wipe. That's my knives and forks. See, this is not actually taking me very long. It's just something I put off doing. So in here I keep soup spoons and what I call dessert spoons or breakfast spoons. My husband prefers to use these ones, the soup spoons, for pretty much everything. I prefer to use these ones for everything except soup. And again, I've just given it a quick wipe through, and then we're going to put the spoons back in again. So the soup spoons. We actually got our kitchen from Wickes, and I was really pleased with this drawer sorter because you can actually lift the compartments out, and then they've got this shallow one for teaspoons. Now we keep teaspoons and cake forks in here. We don't actually use cake forks that often, but I do keep them in here just in case. If we serve cake when we've got guests round, my husband likes to have like the little saucers and the cake forks. So I do keep hold of them, but we don't actually use them very often, which is why they're in here with teaspoons. Teaspoons, do you find as well that you just have to always get more? However many teaspoons they give you in a cutlery set is never enough. So that's half the drawer done. The other half kind of isn't really cutlery. I've got some lids in here for tins, cat meat tins, baked beans, whatever you need lids for. These are really handy. These have got little paws on the top because we bought them as cat meat tins because that's what they were advertised as. Always useful to have syringes on hand, even if you don't have children. They're useful for so many things, putting measured amounts of liquid into things, or if you've got someone who comes around who does have a child and just needs a syringe, they're always really handy. This is my sharp knives, and to be honest, we probably don't use most of them. This is my favourite. I like it. It's a general all-purpose chef knife. Bread knife. I use that one sometimes if I'm carving, but we don't often have a roast. We have 6 steak knives in here. We don't actually have steak that often, and when we do, we don't use these. We've got a generic slicing, chopping knife, paring knife. I do use it sometimes, like if I'm chopping salad, I'd use it in the kitchen. I'd never put it out because it has lost the silver on the sides. I probably could get rid of this one. As always, giving it a quick wipe out. How do drawers and things get so yucky? There we are. Now, before I put the cutlery back in, I just want to have a quick go through this. I've got, by the looks of it, 1, 2, 3 pairs of scissors, and I've also got a pair of scissors up there. We probably don't need 3 pairs of scissors. So Eventually we're going to get a knife block put up on the wall, a magnetic knife strip put up on the wall. So I'll probably hang these scissors up with my sharp knives, keep 2 in the drawer because we always seem to lose them. I've got these to make hot chocolate with. These actually go in a different drawer. These bowls are actually little Chinese bowls. Not that they are bowls from China. They are bowls for eating Chinese out of. You'd have lots of small little dishes, or a number of small dishes. I might actually start using those for dips and things when we have people around. They've got 4 spoons, which I was using for like children when it came round. And the cocktail sticks. Now, these are chopsticks. I think there's 2 sets in here. Maybe just one. Nope, there's 2 sets in there. So there's 2 sets of chopsticks in here, which is 10 pairs. We don't use these very often, so I'm going to put them See, this is the problem. Don't know where I'm going to put those. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to put the Chinese bowls. They do actually open and close well. And then I'm going to put the knives and the spare pair of scissors in here. Hopefully we'll get the knife block set up soon. And I'm going to put one of these little steak knives in here as well. And then the cat meat spoon. My cutlery drawer is all tidy. Here's where I keep some of my pans. We keep the egg poacher, one of my boiling pans. I've got a little patty pan, like frying pan thing there. That one can go in the oven, so if I want to do cakes, brownies, things like that, that can go in there. I've just noticed a grain of rice. There we are. My steamer pan, which I don't actually use very often, but I probably would use more often if we started having people over again. And my sieve. That I'm happy with. And then my bottom drawer, I've got a wok, which has seen better days, a saucepan, which I only use for bolognese and like batch cooking, and a frying pan. And then that, which I just use, is a milk pan, but I use it for like sauces and things. So I'm fairly happy with that. From that set of drawers, we've got rid of 6 knives and an ice cream scoop. I won't be getting rid of all the stuff that I pull out. I'm going to put them in a little box, like a time will tell bin or a save for later, because all I'm doing is making a quick pass through. And if my husband asks for something, then I'll pull it out of the box and we can put it back in the cupboard again. So I'm not getting rid of these, I'm just pulling them out so that they're not clustering up the space. Ignoring the dirty tea towel, this is my under the sink cupboard. In here I don't actually keep chemicals. I keep my wash detergent, keep polish, my intensive cleaning stuff, but it's still safe to have around. I've got this, which I keep the cloth for wiping like people's faces. I've got my microfibers and my duster, sponges and scourers, and then my bin liners, bags and tea towels. So I'm actually going to leave everything in there. I'm very happy with that. This is my problem cupboard. So I'm going to pull everything out, have a quick look through everything, and then stack it back in again. Now, how much better is that? I've not actually taken anything out. I've just reorganised the top shelf. So I've got condiments and spices. I've then got pasta and like spares of stuff in the back corner, which you won't be able to see. I don't need to see them. Then I've got my baking stuff. And on the bottom shelf, I've got my tins, my silicone cup cases here, and the stuff that my husband uses, so rice, custard powder. At the very back, I've got cookie cutters and the dishes I don't use very often, and then tinned stuff, and a few like baby safe treats in case we ever needed them. So it's not actually that difficult to create space in your kitchen. Then I've got the corner cupboard, and this cupboard is basically my large storage. So extra pasta, extra cups, extra rice and bread making stuff. It's not too bad, it just needs a bit more organisation in there. So I'm going to very quickly do that. And just like that. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could tidy cupboards like that in real life? So then in here I've got my bread making stuff at the top. In the corner I've got my spare china. I've got a second set of china. It's got tiny coffee cups and teacups, so if we have more than 4 people round, then we'd use that. I've got a couple of 2 spare pairs of mugs and some glasses for when I do mousses. On the bottom I've got tea and coffee on this side. Got my blender, spare water bottle, and then just my spares of rice, pasta, tea, a few trays, unlikely to use them but might do, and a big tub of oil. And that's that cupboard done.